Warning. This is not a safe space. Leave your bullshit and feelings at the door.
It is such a privilege to be here with you today, and it's such a privilege for all of you to listen. But the real privilege that we have is to be thin and not obese.
It's time for the most raw and unfiltered experience on the internet. So kick your feet up and grab a cold one. You have just entered the Man Cave. And now, here they are, winners of the self-proclaimed International Greatest Men Alive Award, Brad and Terry.
Hey, thanks for joining us here in the Man Cave. I'm Brad.
And I am Terry.
Hey, make sure to check us out online over on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and listen to us on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Spotify, and YouTube. But if you want that full no bullshit experience and the ability to win prizes, you're going to have to subscribe to us over on Patreon. We'll talk about that here in a minute.
What do we got to drink today?
Today we have, keeping with my favorite Sam Adams theme, the Sam 76, which is a nice blend of a lager and an ale. Brewed in Boston, Massachusetts, as all of them are.
Delish. As most Sam Adams products are, except save one.
No, because it's the most delish. Terry is talking about their Oktoberfest, which happens to be my favorite beer.
I don't mind it that much. I just like giving you shit over it.
Of course.
Just because you like it so much. But, you know, it's a real shame we can't get any Yingling out here, because that's
true.
That's definitely my favorite beer. Yingling Black and Tan, oh, I love it.
But you know what happens when you drink too much beer?
What's that?
You lose your privilege. Your thin privilege.
Oh, and your driving privileges also.
if you get behind a car, you will lose those driving privileges.
Yes, but
that's not what we're here to talk about.
No, we're here to talk about thin privilege. And man, this is a new one for me. I had never ever heard of this before.
I've never thought of it.
No, because I mean, thinking about it on the drive over here, I was like, is it a privilege to be thin? And it's a yes and no, because yeah, it's cool. I do enjoy the privileges of fitting in tighter spaces, but I mean, I'm a big bulky guy, but I'm not fat by any means, but
you're not a twig either.
Right. And the so-called privilege to be thin was earned. I worked my ass off to be the way that I am, because I didn't used to be the size that I am. I used to be skinny fat.
Yeah.
You know, I had real skinny limbs and real big belly syndrome, you know?
Yeah, I thought about it too, and I was because I showed the video to my wife, and we were kind of talking about it, and I said, you know, I was almost going to say that this is the one privilege that you could actually change.
Yeah.
Like, you can go from supposedly not having this privilege to actually having this privilege, with the exception of, I think there is a sliver of people in this world who have a medical disorder or something like that, to where a thyroid problem, to where they just can't lose weight because their body holds on to it. So there's some medical thing going on. But for the overwhelming majority of people, if you want the thin privilege, it's yours for the taking. You just have to be dedicated enough to want it bad enough to become thin. Don't eat so much crap, and you can then have this privilege.
But here's my question, and what it all boiled down to.
What I also figured out.
What's that?
It's not the only privilege that you can earn and just kind of decide that you want to have it.
What's that? What's the other one?
Well, you've heard of the Rachel Dolezal lady from Washington's NAACP.
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
She decided that she was just going to change what color her skin was.
Yeah, you can be black, you can be Native American, and all you have to do is is say so.
Yeah.
But we're venturing a bit off into into uncharted territory here. But my biggest question that I had when I thought about all this was, man, all these privileges that I have, you know, I'm thin-ish, right? I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not.
You're not morbidly obese,
right? I'm not overweight. I'm a man. I get some male privilege, right? I'm white. I get some white privilege. What do I get out of these privileges, man? Because I haven't got a check in the mail. I haven't got any special treatment. In fact, man, I've been beat down in life
Yeah.
in the past. And man, I have lots of privileges that allowed me to get beat the fuck down. So I just don't know what I get for having all these privileges. Jack shit. Translation was what was said.
That's what I meant to say.
Right.
It just came out as a burp. So let's head. So we posted the video on Facebook a few days ago. So you have to scroll back and look. It's an article, and embedded is this video that we'll break it down a little snip by snip. And but if you want to go, you need to watch it for yourself so you can kind of see
The wail of a woman.
with a unicorn horn at the beginning. I kid you not.
Okay, let's take a listen.
All right.
Thin privilege. Now, it's not a mythical creature or something made up. If you're thin, you have a certain privilege. So everyday tasks that a thinner person can take for granted. I can leave a plus-size person like myself feel full of anxiety, burden and upset and feelings that they don't belong and don't deserve a place in the earth. So.
All right. So like, does she so not understand that like so many people who are thin have anxiety too, and so like they feel like they so don't fit in?
Well,
it's not exclusive to like fat people.
right. Man, anxiety just is an issue everybody has to deal with, and things of that, and feeling as though they don't belong.
That's a whole separate issue. That's a whole depression issue.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with.
There's plenty of thin people who feel like they don't belong on the earth.
If you have anxiety and feel like you don't belong because you are overweight, then maybe you should solve that issue by taking steps to fix your overweight problem. There are people who have anxiety and feel like they don't belong because of reasons that they cannot change. Mm-hmm. But you have a reason that you feel anxious and you feel you don't belong that you can change.
Yeah. But all she has done now is shifted the blame from being things that she can change. Now it's something she can't change because it's other people. She has just pushed the blame onto other people.
Right.
So it makes no sense.
Take
ownership of it.
It's consistent with a lot of things that we see from social justice warriors, and that is whatever they can think of and however they can twist whatever little thing they have to make themselves appear to be a victim is the thing. Like we are now taking circumstances that you have created yourself. Mm-hmm. And you are a victim. You have made yourself a victim. Completely. A lot of times, social justice things, they get blurted out, and it's like, oh, I'm a victim for this or that. And a lot of times, most of the time, it's things that they've done to themselves. And a lot of times, it's things you can't control. It's like you can't be... You're not a victim just because of the color of your skin. You're not. You're not a victim because of your sex or gender, right? You're not a victim because you're fat. If you want to tell me you're a victim because you're fat, then you can change that. If you truly believe it, you can change that. You are no longer a victim if you choose not to be.
Yep. You have 2 legs. Go for a walk. Go for a jog. Eat less food.
Yeah.
Consume less calories than you than you eat in a day. You will lose weight.
And you see all the time on social media, we're all glued to our fucking phones, right? Mm-hmm. And you see all the time these miraculous weight loss stories and videos of people losing hundreds and hundreds of pounds, right? And there's no way that these people that are overweight haven't seen these things. But what are they just watching these things while they shovel ice cream into their face?
Probably.
Is that what's going on?
Probably.
It's like, oh man, I wish I could lose weight as they eat like their 4th tub of ice cream.
Yeah.
Like
I remember years ago when I was kind of the same deal. Like if you looked at me 7 years ago, I was, like you said, kind of the skinny fat. Like you know, I had the belly and stuff going on, and my wife and I, we used to actually watch that show, The Biggest Loser, while we ate shit.
Yeah.
It was the irony of it. As you're sitting here watching these super morbidly obese people get their ass handed to them, lose weight, and we're sitting there shoving food down their gullet. Well, I mean, we at least didn't put ourselves in a victim mentality that, oh, we're so victimized by the food or something like that.
Right.
We knew completely what we were doing. But we never made ourselves to be a victim, but like you said, it's changeable. It's within your possibility to change.
Now,
you have to want it.
Before we continue playing the audio portion of this this BBC video, I just want to put out there that like I don't hate fat people. I don't.
No.
This is not a diss towards fat people by any means. I've some of my best friends on the planet are not keepers of thin privilege.
Yes.
Is the best way to put it. And I don't care. I really don't. What I hate is when you take something like that and you try to twist it around to make me seem like a bad guy.
Yeah.
That's the goal of what we're doing on this episode is to tell you to fuck off if you think me being thin is a privilege that I have and you're a victim of some kind.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's roll with a little more of this.
All right.
So, public transport, what a nightmare for plus size people. Just think, can you sit in a seat and not be met with sighs, huffing, puffing, and someone squirming in the seat next to you, making you feel uncomfortable and knowing that they don't want you there?
So she complains that basically society looks down upon you. First off, there's no way every person that she sits down next to on public transportation is just like giving her the side eye for sitting down. It's not happening like that.
Right.
Please stop, because it's not happening like that.
No, not at all.
At all. And I would argue that if she's basically complaining about like clothing stores not catering to her because they cater to a different size of woman. But I'm telling you right now, society over the last 15 years has changed to cater to bigger people. And I can prove a few examples of it within my own life.
Okay.
Okay. The last couple places we've went as far as medical treatment for the family, a hospital and like a medical clinic, they both had chairs that were bariatric chairs. Because they look like almost like a love seat.
What's bariatric mean?
Fat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a fancy term for fat. But they have bariatric chairs, fat chairs. It's like a almost like a love seat, but not quite big enough for a love seat. It's for super morbidly obese people to sit in because the normal chair they won't fit in. So they started putting these in so these super fat people can sit in them.
Yeah.
And then, like literally, I can sit in one with my 12-year-old. That's how big these things are. Not meant for two, just meant for one big one.
Right.
Second, a friend of ours used to be a hostess years ago at Olive Garden.
Okay.
Now, I'm not sure when the last time you ate at Olive Garden was.
I love Olive Garden.
Have you noticed how wide their chairs are?
Yeah.
The little rolling chairs, right? They're pretty wide for a normal, I guess, normal sized person.
And I didn't focus on that. I focused on my food.
I understand.
Yeah.
But when my wife was the one who told me this, and I thought back, I'm like, yeah, there are very wide-armed chairs.
Uh-huh.
She said her friend, 15 years ago was a hostess and waitress there, right?
Yeah.
The chairs weren't like that. Over the last 15 years, Olive Garden has slowly grown their chairs because society in general has gotten bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And come on, big people like their Italian food.
Oh, yeah.
I like Italian food.
Yeah, I go in there. I got to unbutton my pants after I eat at Olive Garden.
Dude, you're doing it all wrong. You got to wear stretchy pants into Olive Garden.
True that.
Or a buffet.
Yeah.
So don't stop with the society is so hard on you. Think about 40 years ago, your mom, if she was really huge, she would have even had a plus size woman's store to go to.
Yeah.
They literally have stores now to cater to you. And like we've said before, if you don't like that 99.9 whatever you said percent of the clothes you don't fit in, then make a change.
Yeah.
Change. Let that be the motivation to change your eating habits and your decision onto how big you're going to be. Eat less, burn more calories.
Now,
that's the key.
What you hear a lot is when people get told to eat better or things of that nature, you get told, oh, eating healthy is expensive. And it's cheaper for me to eat shit. And I would like to argue, because I recently made the change from eating fast food and eating out at restaurants every single night to meal prepping.
Let's be real. Eating at a restaurant every single night, because there's only one when you really went to a lot.
Right. Yeah, I
Obsessed.
I love Panda Express and Cheesecake Factory. Like, in love. But eating out at fast food or eating out every night is expensive.
Very.
And when I switched over to meal prepping every day, man, I am saving a significant amount of money.
Yeah.
Because my meals are portioned off for the day. I know exactly what and when I'm going to eat. And not only that, I am eating a larger quantity of food, and I'm losing body fat doing it.
Yeah. Think about the average cost of any meal, whether you're eating out at a restaurant or fast food. And we can go with fast food because people will say, well, I eat fast food because it's cheaper.
Sure.
All right. Let's go with Panda.
Okay.
'Cause that's you're expert at the price, right?
Yeah.
If I was one person walking in and I want to get a meal, what's the average cost?
Probably just under $10.
$10. And and I think that's pretty comparable. You could probably look at most meals at any fast food restaurant. You're looking at spending basically $8 to $10 per person.
Yeah.
Now, let's take a meal of, let's say what I do the other night. Let's say you get I did chicken and dumplings
Okay.
the other night. The chicken cost me $8 for 2 packages of boneless, skinless chicken thighs.
Okay.
Right? Real food, not processed stuff from Panda or McDonald's or whatever.
Don't talk shit about Panda.
I'm just saying. And then I can make homemade dumplings in my KitchenAid. And you know what was mixed in that? About like 5 ingredients. If you average it out, I bet it might have cost me $1
Yeah.
to mix all that stuff together to make homemade dumplings. So my meal cost all together, and that feeds all 4 of us in my family plus leftovers. See, I'm telling you that thing makes like 8 servings
Yeah.
for like $9.
Yeah.
And then if I'm trying to buy 8 servings, that's 2 dinners. And if you go out, let's say McDonald's, I'm spending at least $30 at McDonald's to feed all 4 of us. But then multiply that twice, that's $60.
Yeah.
There's no, if you actually eat at home and buy things from the grocery store, it's going to be way cheaper to do it.
And much more healthy.
Yeah, your body will appreciate it.
Let's take a listen to what she has to say next.
Okay.
Grabbing something to eat, just think, can you pop into a bakery, pick up a donut and sit there and then enjoy it and not feel that you've been met with stares or comment, I cannot do that.
I want to crush this beer bottle in my hand when I watching this video. So first off, I can't eat at a bakery without being stared at or had comments. Well, here's your problem. You're complaining about fucking thin privilege while you're shoving a fucking donut in your mouth. You can't complain about not being thin while you're shoving a donut down your gullet. And then, everybody's going to make a comment. Everybody's going to stare at me. If you don't like it, don't eat a fucking donut.
I mean, I love donuts.
They are one of my favorite. It's like that's part of my the end when they execute me for being on death row and your last meal.
You plan on being on death row?
I don't plan on it, but if for some reason I ever am, a donut's on the list of things to eat.
I mean, yeah, we both love donuts. I love sweets. I love cheesecake.
Yes.
And you know what? That's okay. And I can eat it every now and then. I don't eat it every day, but I work out every day. I am allowed to treat myself. That's what these things should be.
Exactly. It was never designed to have sugary snacks at every turn of the road.
No.
That's why you're fat, is because you're just eating crap all the time. Put the crap down, start eating real food, and you'll get closer and closer to that thin privilege that you think all of us just have.
Most people who are in the same category as this person don't even have to go to the gym and work out to see results. If you literally just changed your diet, you would see results.
And if you change your diet, and I'm telling you, went for a walk 3 or 4 times a week,
Yeah.
just a walk in the evening time for like a mile or something like that. Yeah, you would already be losing weight.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
But don't sit here and tell me that I have this thin privilege while you complain about it, shoving a donut in your mouth. Shut up. I don't want to hear you talk anymore. Yeah, I went there.
Okay.
Exerting that male privilege, that patriarchal dominance, and telling a woman to just shut up.
Yeah, that's
my toxic masculinity coming
your
out.
toxic masculine male thin privilege.
Damn right. Let's listen to the rest if we can make it through it.
Okay.
Going to the doctors. Are you able to go and be seen and diagnose what is actually wrong with you? Or the appointment turned into a weigh-in session? And to be honest, I actually avoid going to the doctors now just because I don't feel like I'm taken seriously. Just because someone's smaller, just in the same way as someone's bigger. There's no way that you could diagnose someone's health just by looking at them. You wouldn't go up to a thin person or comment on pictures listing off all the health problems that they may or may not have. Yet again, another privilege.
I don't understand how you can say that a doctor shouldn't tell you that you're being unhealthy.
That's the whole point of being a doctor, is to assess health. But what you want, and pardon the pun, is for the doctor to sugarcoat your health status for you. You like what I did there?
That is an excellent pun.
I know, but it's the truth. Like, she wants to go in there and she wants the doctor to oh, here's a straightforward assessment of your health. I'm just going to skip over the glaring health problem that you have standing before me right now, is the fact that you're overweight. You're very much overweight. So what do you want your doctor to do? Just lie to you? Just lie to you. You're not at risk of having any kind of like heart disease or anything like that. No, you're just fine.
She's not overweight. She's just under height.
Yeah. You're so beautiful. I'm not saying that bigger women can't be attractive to some men, but I'm just saying, what are you looking for when you go to your doctor?
Yeah, well, and she even said, I don't even go to the doctor anymore.
If I didn't brush my teeth and I went to the dentist and then got mad that he told me that you need better oral hygiene, like, I have no one to blame but myself.
Yeah.
Like, that seems such an oxymoron. Just like, I'd go to the dentist, but he keeps telling me that I need to brush my teeth more often. And I don't brush my teeth. What an asshole.
It's like, if you said that to a group of, if I said that to a group of friends, they'd look at me like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? Like,
you're retarded. Brush your teeth and go to a dentist. Get that shit fixed.
I don't even know what else to say about this.
Every time I go to the dentist, he tells me I need to floss more.
Yeah. Well, what was that one?
I'm just not going to the dentist anymore because I refuse to floss, but he keeps telling me I need to floss more, so I'm just not doing it.
There was that one stand-up comedian. I can't remember who he was, but it was like, yeah, I went to the dentist, and they were like, so when's the last time you flossed? And he's like, oh, the last time I flossed, let's see, you did it.
Yeah.
That's...
So let's just quit going to the dentist because he's going to tell me every time that I need to floss. I just don't feel like hearing it.
Yeah.
That's such an idiotic thought process.
Yeah, I have nothing else to say on that. You're just fucking stupid.
Yeah.
All right.
Moving to the next segment.
All right.
So I can put a picture up on Instagram and I'm listed with everything that's wrong with me. Of course, none of it is true because nothing's wrong with me. Before you roll your eyes at the idea of thin privilege, just try putting yourself in someone else's shoes and just looking at it from their point of view, how it could affect them or how it could make them feel. I'm not having to go at thin people at all, but just simply acknowledging there is the privilege that society has unfortunately put on people who are thinner. Just to combat it, just acknowledge it, be accepting of anybody of any size, and don't fall into what society and the media are trying to tell us that are right or wrong. There are bigger people in the world, there are smaller people in the world, celebrating everybody's differences, everybody being kind to one another regardless of your size.
And that is the end of the video.
All right, so I will say, so in the video, she posts some of the comments that apparently people have been leaving on her Instagram as she posts a picture. And I mean, come on. If you're going to post on a public forum like Instagram, you better be ready for the hate.
You can post anything on any social media platform, and somebody's going to hate you for it.
Exactly. We have had haters on the Man Cave thing, calling us nothing but toxic men, all this. Again, it's just part of life if you are willing to put your business out there on social media.
Yeah.
And I would say go look at fitness models on it. You think there's not hate on their page? You don't think there's people out there, chicks out there calling them anorexic, bulimia. You have an eating disorder. There's all kinds of hate out there. So stop with the people are just being bullies to me on Instagram and I can't post a picture. And then she says we should just be accepting of everybody, all shapes and sizes. Seems to me you're not very accepting of other people who might just be a little smaller than you are.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to get at next is she literally says, I'm not having a go at thin people. That's, quote, I'm not having a go at thin people. But, man, you post a video titled Thin Privilege.
Yeah.
It's like you're accusing people who are thinner than you that they have some sort of privilege and advantage over you. When I think that right there is having a go at thin people.
Yeah.
You're all that's happening here is this person and the people that believe what this person is saying is they're trying to make the ultimate excuse for the way that they are, because people make excuses for their body all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But they're trying to make the ultimate excuse and make themselves look like a victim, like I said before. That's it. Because there's like that hierarchy of being a victim, right? You need to be a victim of something, or else your life just has no purpose. If you're not a victim in some way, you're purposeless. And you're a victim for being fat, I guess.
No, yeah. Add that to it.
Yeah. Maybe I am a victim of being told all the fucking privileges I have. How about that? When I do not have any privilege for being a man, being white, being thin, none of that. Where in my life have I been shown privilege because of those things? Nowhere. You can't find it. I was homeless at one point in my life. There are homeless people everywhere that are thin, that are men.
Oh, yeah. Super thin homeless people because they haven't ate a meal in a while.
Where is their privilege?
Yeah.
Show me their privilege.
The overwhelming majority of homeless people are men.
Maybe you should look at yourself and realize it's your privilege to go to the bakery and eat that fucking donut.
Mm-hmm. Have the money to
whenever
do
you
it.
want. You have the privilege
to go shopping if you wanted to. You may not fit all the clothes, but you at least had the privilege of having some money to have the option of doing it.
There are starving people all over the fucking world, and you have the privilege to eat as much as you want.
And more than you should.
So there's the real privilege in this.
Truth. Speaking truth to power, Terry.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, as we head out, don't forget to follow us over on Facebook at the official Man Cave Podcast, on Twitter at the Man Cave 14, and on Instagram at the Man Cave Podcast. Also follow us over on YouTube. But like we said at the beginning, if you want that full, no safe space, no bullshit experience, check us out and subscribe to us over on Patreon. For only $1, you're going to get entered to win this Beer of the Month Club.
That's coming up soon.
Yeah, valued at $120. You're going to get, what is it, a 12-pack for 3 months?
Yeah, every month. 12 beers that you've never tried before and you'll never find anywhere else.
Yeah, for only $1. So sign on up. For $5 a month, you not only get entered to win the prizes, you're going to get that man card for all your beer opening needs, and you're also going to get exclusive access to special podcast episodes, exclusive access to tell us what you want us to talk about, and give us feedback on topics from every podcast. And like we had last week with Mark coming on, we'll even let you on the show if you become that alpha male. But hey, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay with us. We'll see you next time here in the Man Cave.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Any real man would follow us on Patreon for exclusive content and prizes at patreon.com/The Man Cave Podcast. The Man Cave. No safe spaces, no bullshit.